Hello, my name is Marissa Jensen, and this week for my presentation I will be talking about Mark Sanford. My articles was removed from the internet. I don't know if it was deleted or what happened to it, if it moved websites or URL, but it's not there. So I had to go out and find my own article. However, I did not find one article that answered all the questions I needed. So I used multiple ones. Mark Sanford is the South Carolina governor who has admitted to having an outside of his marriage affair with a woman in Argentina. This happened in 2009. He admitted to having the affair for about a year before he came out and told the public. He also mentioned that him and his wife are working through it for their 4 children. There was also speculation that he used public funds to pay for his trips to meet his mistress. However, he denied those claims. When investigators went to check his funds and the taxpayers' money, he decided to reimburse the taxpayers so that the investigation went no further. This particular scandal ended in Sanford's wife filing for divorce, him paying back the taxpayers for the money he used for his trips, resigning as the chairman of the Republican Governors Association, and him being censured by the House. In no way was he removed from power, impeached, or forced to resign because the legislators said that they had more pressing matters to deal with. He continued to serve for a few more years. He carried out his term. He did not run again. So the general public leadership theme of this article is that politicians are more likely than not to survive a scandal and not be held responsible for their own actions. Using the multiple articles, what to learn? Using the multiple articles I gathered, the authors wanted us to learn that the higher up you are, the more power you have. And the more power you have, the less likely you are to be forced to resign or get fired. Another thing that I got out of this was that leaders are held to higher standard, but not punished at higher standards. To find a current public leader, I found Tim Murphy. Tim Murphy was caught having an affair with a personal friend of his, and she ended up getting pregnant. She was in a marriage. It was towards the end of the marriage. During this affair, she got pregnant. Tim Murphy urged her to get an abortion because he wanted to cover up the scandal. This case was very interesting to me because it brought up several other issues, which is also the fact that Tim Murphy is pro-life movement, yet he urged her to get an abortion. So it's kind of like the ethical thing. You can't say one thing and then do another. So I really thought that was interesting and brought up just more thoughts. So, again, since I had multiple articles, they weren't really opinionated, so I can neither agree nor disagree. But I can agree and disagree with the actions taken. I do not think that Mark Sanford was punished in the right way. He definitely should have gotten a more severe punishment because if you are letting this one slip by, you're going to let all the other ones go by. If that keeps happening, then there will be no ethics or morals in politics, and that'll just trickle down to the rest of us. So how does Mark Sanford affect my classmates? His actions affect my classmates because it will shape how politics are seen and how they're handled in the future. And this will ultimately affect my classmates because politicians affect us directly. Mark Sanford affects me because it will shape the way politicians are seen and how they act for generations to come, which can mean that if this scandal goes by, which it did, then they will continue to let scandals go by, because you can't differentiate one scandal from the other. So ultimately, the politics may become more unethical and more lenient towards them, but not towards us. So that's how it'll affect me. And that is the end of my presentation.